Alrighty. Good afternoon. Today's Wednesday, September 9th, 19th, 2018. I'm your host, Cody. Today I got a co-host with me. Give a round of applause. We got Joshua Kamara in the building, my brother. Josh, how you doing today, bud?
Good. How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for coming in. This is the first guest we've had on this little show I got. So I cut the Monday out for this week just because I didn't really have time. Mondays are a little busy for me. Wednesdays, I can kind of just fit everything in. So that might just be the move. Make a little bit of a longer Wednesday show, and get everything in on one show. So hope you guys enjoy the show. I got some good bold predictions for you guys today. Josh and I will give you our opinions on a few things, and yeah. So week 2, I went 8-8, Josh. All right. It wasn't too great.
Not bad. Not bad.
I'm a little disappointed that the Steelers lost. It sucked, and I'm disappointed. Patrick Mahomes absolutely killed our defense.
Yeah, they've got a lot of things to work on.
Yeah.
Not even just defense, but in that locker room specifically.
Locker rooms messed up.
Yeah,
it's not looking too good.
Everyone's given up, but they'll turn it around.
I hope they turn it around because I'm looking forward to the Steelers Patriots game in December, and I want that to be like game of the year, like it was last year, and have it have some meaning, not be the Steelers that aren't making the playoffs versus the 11 and what's the week 15, so like 11-2 Patriots. I don't know, 11 and whatever. Anyways, 8-8 last week for my picks. Sorry if I disappointed you guys. My week 3 predictions are as follows. Jets 14, Browns 13, Thursday Night Football. Sam Darnold gonna get a win. He's gonna go. He's gonna start the season 2-1 as an NFL quarterback. The Browns are allergic to winning. All right. I think Josh, you can agree with me on that. The Browns literally can't win if they're lit. They could be going extinct and they ain't winning.
It's frustrating because they're playing good football, but they just can't get it done. I mean, I agree with you on this. I think that the Browns probably are going to lose, and I also agree with the score. I don't think it's
can't be high score.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, I think.
Yeah, it might come down to maybe this new kicker. I don't even know his name, but they signed someone new. He'll probably miss an extra point, and that'll be it.
So
that's just the Browns thing. That's like the way the Browns lose games is mix extra points and stuff. Sunday football. This is the busiest day of the week. This is the best day of the week. Broncos Ravens. I got the Broncos. 20-15. Case Keenum, he's been pretty good. Demaryius Thomas has been a little shaky. He looked injured last game. He came out for a few, but he came back. I feel like he's been dropping a few balls.
I mean, no, he's not the same receiver that he used to be.
Nope.
I mean, he's the secondary guy now to Emmanuel Sanders, who hasn't quite been what he used to be, but I agree. I think they'll get the win, too.
Yeah, no Emmanuel Sanders there, then they'd be screwed. Saints 31, Falcons 28. This is going to be an amazing game, divisional game, NFC South. Good matchup in Atlanta, But I think it's going to be an all offense, no defense kind of game, a couple punts, if that, Saints, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, he's been the best receiver of the year so far, in my opinion.
I agree, absolutely on fire. I mean, he's carrying that team on offense, literally.
And I think the Falcons are going to score this game, but I think it's going to be Coleman a lot. They're going to give the ball to Coleman just because they struggle in the red zone. And a lot of people didn't think that would carry over to this year, but, I said this. I said this either last week or the week before. That offensive coordinator, Sarkisian, he's not that good, and everyone likes him. I don't know why.
No, yeah, they're absolutely horrible in the red zone.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know what plays he's drawing up in the red zone, but they really need to like tone it down.
Yep.
They need to figure out a way to get Julio involved in the
Yeah.
red zone.
Oh yeah.
Definitely
100%.
to win this game.
Eagles 20, Colts 10. Carson Wentz is back. Thank God I have him in fantasy. And I think it's just going to give the Eagles, the boost they need because they haven't looked like the Super Bowl winning Eagles lately. And I think, that defense is just going to be pumped out. Luck is not going to be a great luck to the Colts. They go down in 2010. Blowout of the week right here. Vikings 40, Bills 10. The Bills are absolutely terrible. All right? Don't start anyone on the Bills ever because they're garbage. Not even their kicker, Hauschka. Hauschka used to be good. Don't even look at him. All right? Anyone on the Bills, drop him. You're not gonna lose sleep. All right? The only person maybe would be like, I know in a couple of my leagues, Kelvin Benjamin's still out there, but just because it's the Bills, they're not good. 40-10 Vikings. This one's a little bit of a tricky one. I'm going with the Raiders right here. I know Josh wasn't too sure about this one. I got the Raiders 17-6. I think the Dolphins struggle. I think John Gruden, they're gonna come out strong in this game. What do you think, Josh?
I agree. I think that this is an all or nothing for his job too.
Yeah.
I mean, although it's early in the season, I think they have to come out and win. But Miami's not going to be an easy place to play in.
Right. No, the Heat. I mean, Brady doesn't do good there. I mean, and that's a divisional.
Exactly.
That's divisional. But I mean, I think the Raiders are due. I mean, it's week 3, and Gruden, he's been really good, and I think that they have tremendous talent. Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson. They got Bryant now. Although I don't know how long he's sticking around for, but they got him for now, and he's a very good athlete. Just off the field issues really took a toll on his career. Now this one, I think this one's going to be a good one, but I think Jimmy G's going to get a second loss of his career. Patrick Mahomes has been the talk of the league, besides someone else, but we'll get to him later. Patrick Mahomes, they're going to score 38 points. All right. The 49ers are going to score 27. This is going to be another one of those Falcons-Saints games. It's going to be a lot of offense. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. They got a lot of Sammy Watkins. They got a lot of weapons, and Mahomes he's got a cannon. You light that thing on fire, and that thing's going.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Mahomes just can't be stopped right now, and the 49ers defense has no one that's going to absolutely slow him down.
And I mean, 10 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. And everyone was like, he's going to throw pick after pick. He has no accuracy. Where's the picks? And maybe he throws one this week, but I don't know. I mean, he's on fire. Nothing to tell me to sit him in fantasy,
No, I definitely agree with this. This is a good pick. At home, the Chiefs on fire. They're going 3-0.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Arrowhead's a hard place to play.
Exactly.
Jackson beat the Pats last week. That was a great game. Patriots look terrible. Jaguars 17, Titans 9. The Titans and Mariota's out, I think, this week. He has some pinched nerve in his elbow, and I was reading he can't grip a ball, like he's supposed to. So if they got Blaine Gabbert in there, you best not bet on them. But their defense is alright. I like their defense. But the Jaguars, Blake Bortles coming off 4 touchdowns, 330 something yards. Jaguars are gonna take that, and the Jaguars defense is amazing. So I mean, even if Mariota was starting, Jaguars defense is just too good. Giants 24, Texans 21. I like the Giants' offense, and I had them last week scored, and I thought they would put up 40 against the Cowboys, but they didn't. The Cowboys' defense was a little good for Josh. We'll get to them in a few. 24. I think Odell. He's gonna find the end zone this week. The Texans' secondary is banged up. Their whole, they got a good pass rushing core. That's it. They don't have much else. But they have a good offense. But I got the Giants in this one, Josh. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I think this is going to be a pivotal game for both teams, both 0-2. I think they both kind of have to get out of that bad start, and I
Yeah.
think it's really going to determine who's going to be a dumpster fire for the rest of the
Yep.
season.
No, I agree because
Definitely.
both of these teams have some tremendous talent, and I just haven't seen it. Like Barkley hasn't been doing that much lately, and I'm sorry, but for a second overall pick and a running back, and I mean, have you seen the guy's quads?
Oh, his shifts are absolutely amazing. I've been saying this since he has joined the league. His very first game, his very first snap, his shifts are absolutely insane. Like
Yep.
the way he can shake off a defender is amazing to me.
Yeah, that's he's so talented. But I want to see it translate. You know, I want to see what he did at Penn State happen in the NFL because I know he can, and I don't want him to be a bust. You know, he's a good kid, and I hope the best for him. But and you know, I know he's worked very hard, and you know, best of luck to him. Giants 24, Texans 21. Redskins over the Packers this week. Now, I said sit Aaron Rodgers last week, and they ended up tying with the Vikings. Um, that may or may not have been the greatest pick. Um, but this week, I have a feeling that this is going to be the upset of the week right here. Redskins are going to score 17. They're going to keep the Packers to 15. Alex Smith, he's going to have a very efficient game against that Packers defense. They're kind of inconsistent. You know, they let the Vikings score 29 on them. And I know the Vikings and the Redskins have a lot. They have very different offenses. But Alex Smith is a very good quarterback, and there's no debating that. Especially in the regular season, despite his playoff struggles, he's very efficient. You know, Jamison Crowder, Jordan Reed, Josh Doxson. He's got good weapons. You know, and the way they win this game is if those weapons can beat the Packers defense in their secondary.
Yeah, this game's kind of a tough one for me. I mean, although the Redskins are going to be home and they're just coming off that loss, I can see them winning. Although I do see the Green Bay Packers coming out guns blazing
Yeah.
after that tie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but no, I agree with you. I definitely think it's going to come down to schemes. So, and you know the Redskins and Alex Smith are that's like how he plays. He's a game manager.
Yeah,
So
game manager.
this
Like
is a
that.
safe bet. I could take the Redskins too.
Yeah, I mean Aaron Rodgers, you know, he's a bad man. You know, Steven says it all the time. He's a bad man. But you know, he's just gonna slip up one of these games, and I think this is it. You know, upset of the week right here. You know, not by much, but 17-15 Redskins over the Packers. The last 1 o'clock game, Cincinnati Bengals 13, Carolina Panthers 10. Newton been good. He's been all right lately. And the Bengals, you know, AJ Green, he just scored what four touchdowns, three touchdowns last week. It was good in the first half. Hat trick in the first half. That's something right there. You know, I think they're gonna win, but you're not gonna see another three touchdowns. And Joe Mixon, he's hurt, I believe. You know, he's gonna come back. You know, quote unquote, when he's comfortable, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's probably not playing this week, which means Giovanni Bernard's gonna be the lead back. But he's not, you know, he's not what he used to be. A few years ago, he used to be, you know, you draft him pretty early in fantasy, but not this week. I wouldn't start him, but I do have them winning. Panthers, their offense, you know, Funches, all their receivers are tall as fuck.
I actually didn't realize how tall Funches is.
Yeah,
he
6'4".
What he's like. Oh, I thought he was gonna say. I was gonna say like 6'3" even. I mean, yeah, he's a pretty big receiver.
Big guy. On the DJ Moore kid, Mister Go 110 on the highway or something.
I actually like him, by the way.
I like him too, but don't speed. 13-10 Bengals. Now we got the 4 o'clock game. This is the only 4:05 scheduled game. The battle of the Los Angeles football teams. You know, this is technically a Rams home game, but I mean it's kind of they're both LA teams. It's in LA. You know, it's whatever. I got the Chargers upsetting them this week. Philip Rivers, Keenan Allen, Melvin Gordon. They're all going to be very good contributors to this. I think that they're all going to find the end zone a lot, and I think that the Rams, they're going to struggle this game.
I love the Chargers. I'm a huge Chargers guy. I really want them to. I mean, this would be a huge win for them. Um, and although I started Jared Goff in my fantasy team, I really just see the Rams winning. But then again, any week Philip Rivers can come out slinging. So,
yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Right, and you know what? And I say this, I think this a lot, but Rivers and Roethlisberger, I think it's scary how similar they are. You know, they're both up there with age, but they both are either like throwing for 500. Roethlisberger, he's really the only guy that throws for 500 yards. But they both put up this like very similar stats. A lot of touchdowns or a lot of picks. Um, both have good weapons, but sometimes they can't get to them. Uh, but yeah, um, just a quick thought. But I think Chargers over the Rams this week. Some think otherwise. That's all right. Bears 18, Cardinals 7. So this one, I think it's a lock, unless there's one condition to this one. If they start Bradford, I think they found the end zone once and that's it, because Bradford is atrocious and they need to get Rosen in there ASAP. All right, Rosen yawned on the sideline last game. I don't know if any of y'all saw that. He yawned because the game was boring because they have a first round talent chilling on the bench. Well, they got Bradford putting up very very minimal points. All right, you can't do that. And especially you're off to an 0-2 start. If they don't start Rosen this week, they better get him in there soon because I think they're in trouble. And I love Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, he's good. The Bears are good.
I think out of every single prediction, this is definitely a lock. I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely agree with the score too, because the Bears don't put up big numbers, and I think it's gonna be one of those games where the score doesn't show, but they're just gonna dominate the
Yep.
Cardinals in every single aspect of
that,
the game.
That defense, oof, Khalil Mack, what a guy!
An animal.
He's an animal.
Worth the money.
Oh
definitely.
yes, 100%. And the secondary is so underrated.
It really is. Actually,
Kamara is really good.
You've been raving about them.
I love
You've
them.
been proving people wrong. So I mean,
yeah,
this is a safe bet.
Now this is Josh's team right here. He's a Dallas Cowboys fan. 14 Cowboys, 13 Seahawks. I didn't just do this to satisfy him. I think the Seahawks are struggling. They lost to the Bears this past Monday night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They lost to the Bears Monday night, and I think they're gonna lose again this week. That Shaquille's the corner. He had a really good game. He had 2 ints, 2 picks. He looked good. Not this week. I think they may have found a small spark in their offense with Tavon Austin, putting him at wide receiver. I liked that first play.
Oh yeah,
that first touchdown.
Start the game off. I was absolutely.
That was a great way to start that game and get that offense jump started. But what's going on with Zeke, dude?
I don't know, man. I mean, to be right off the bat, when I seen him take a cut right out to the left, I seen he looks a little out of shape. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they're just not setting him up. I've been saying this since the beginning. I don't know if they're putting him in the right formations. I don't know if it's the offensive line without Frederick. I don't know, because they're making a lot of changes in their offense from last year to this season. They used to be like every first down it was a prediction. Right. They're going to run the ball. They're kind of strained. They're all over the place. I mean, right. I'm excited to see it, but definitely want to see more out of Zeke.
And it's just disappointing because that his rookie year, his rookie year was amazing.
Oh, I was loving them.
Drafted 4th overall out of Ohio State, comes into the league, banging dudes. He was eating all season. But him and Dak single-handedly brought that team to the playoffs.
Definitely.
And then last season he had that trouble he got into. He lost 6 games.
Yeah, and it was just every week, week by week. If you don't know if he was gonna play or not. Yeah. So
ever since that happened, dude, he hasn't looked like Zeke. He's just been Joe Schmo running back, and I hope he gets back because I love him. I think he's got a great personality, but he's got to figure it out.
Definitely, I need to see more out of him.
Yeah. All right, now Sunday night, I like to put big money on Sunday night, big scores. Patriots, they're gonna get out of their little funk. They're gonna score 41 on the struggling Lions team, and former New England Patriots defensive coordinator Matt Patricia, now the Detroit Lions head coach, will be going up against his former team. The only way I think the Lions win this game is if Patricia puts all his marbles out on what he knows about Brady. But Brady's very good. I don't think that's going to stop him. And I think that although they just acquired Josh Gordon, he's not going to have a big impact lately. But Gronk, he's definitely going to eat this game. I could see Hogan finding the end zone, but this game is 100% going to be a James White kind of game. Sony Michel. I could see them in like a dual running back formation in the shotgun, running little routes, check down to both of them because I know Brady loves his running backs. And I'm gonna get to this Josh Gordon in a couple minutes in a little while, but don't look for him this game. Um, Maybe a couple goal routes. I wouldn't. I'll get to him in a few. Your thoughts on this? Real
Oh,
quick?
it's yeah. They're gonna. I mean, the only thing that keeps this game interesting is that they have history with Patricia and Brady, Belichick. But I totally agree with you. I definitely think this is gonna be a slaughter. So
Yeah, yeah, me too. Now this is my favorite. This is my game. This is my game of the week. Second game of the week. Steelers and Bucks. My Steelers are struggling. All right, and I know everyone likes to make fun of me because we tied the Browns, and the Browns are atrocious still. And um, I don't know. It's just really hard, and this is kind of a biased score, but I really just can't see the Steelers going. Not having a win through week 3. And Fitzmagic is Fitzmagic, and I'd start him this week, but I just can't do it. And I mean the Steelers' defense is struggling. That's why it's going to be a 1-point game in the end. Um, I just don't think that the Steelers are going to lose this game.
I agree. I think this is their week to turn it around. I think they have a lot to prove.
Yeah.
And Big Ben showed that he still wants it last week.
Yeah.
With that Russian touchdown, that single-handedly proved to me that he still wants to play. I say they get the win too. I agree.
They have to, And Antonio Brown, I think he's just going to have a monster game this week. Everyone's saying that there's so much drama now. And there is, Le'Veon Bell, come back, first off, please. But seriously, like Antonio Brown said, trade me. First off, we're not trading him, so relax, everybody. He's gonna come out and he's gonna just prove everyone wrong. He's gonna absolutely eat this week. And I could see him finding the end zone 2 or 3 times this week.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to come show that he's the.
He's got to, especially after this week, what he said on Twitter. He better come out guns blazing because if he doesn't, then the Steelers Nation is gonna get after him, and he doesn't deserve it. But performance talks.
Definitely, when you're a number one guy like that in a big team, you got to perform. You can't go missing for 3 weeks.
Right, you can't. You can't do that. And I mean, partially, I feel like it's partially the Madden cover. And I don't like to say that often, but it may have gone to his head a little bit. I hope it hasn't, because he's talented. He puts in the work. All right. But I see them winning this week, 28-27, Monday night. They're gonna show the world that they're back. All right. Now we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We're gonna hop into my fantasy football week 3 stardom situms of the week. My first stardom of the week, I just said it. Ryan Fitzpatrick going up against the Steelers defense. I know I said I got the Steelers winning, but that doesn't mean Fitzpatrick can't have a good game. Steelers secondary's trash. Josh, you know that. Breaks my heart.
Honestly, I think he's gonna have a pretty good game, but I do think he's gonna come back down to life.
Yeah, eventually Fitzmagic's gonna be Fitzpatrick again.
Exactly.
But don't pull the plug on him until he makes you show that he shouldn't be starting, because I know he can turn bad real quick. But Bucks, you got to keep him on the bench. You got to keep Winston on the bench.
Definitely. Yeah, don't throw Winston in there. He is not even. We haven't even seen what he's been doing because he's been suspended. So and
now that new thing came out that said that he's getting sued.
Yeah, he just can't catch a break. He's someone that history is screaming no. Yeah. Just stay away. Keep riding it out with Fitzmagic and. Yeah.
Now, my second stardom is Patrick Mahomes. If you haven't figured it out already, 10 touchdowns through 2 games, most by any quarterback in NFL history. No interceptions yet. He's been doing real good, and they're going up against the 49ers defense. I mean, they have Richard Sherman, but if they're gonna have Richard Sherman cover Tyreek Hill, I have my money on Tyreek Hill. He's a speedster. Sherman's not a speedster. But I just think Mahomes, again, it's one of those things where until he shows you he shouldn't start, don't sit him. Yeah. My third stardom of the week, and this one's with the Bucks. I think Chris Godwin's gonna have a good game with the Bucks against the Steelers. Like I just said, the Steelers secondary struggling, and he's a rookie. He's been doing really good this year. He's been a real sleeper, under the radar. But I think it's time that he gets some recognition for what he's done.
Yeah, that Bucks offense is extremely explosive.
Yeah.
And, he fits in with them very
He
well,
does.
actually, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
Fitzmagic loves him, so.
Yeah, he's a great route runner. Good hands. He reminds me of a budget AB. Um, you know, he's talented, and I think he can do big things. I mean, the only thing that isn't too good is No, not struggles. He's a little over star shadowed by Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans. Um, but he's been putting the work in, and I think he has some serious potential.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely with a team with those receivers, it's going to help when they're going to kind of be pushed off to the side a little bit, and he's going to take, you know what I mean? So if they're double covering one of them, he's going to get more opportunities
For
down
sure.
the field.
For sure. Um, my next stardom of the week is Dalvin Cook. He struggled the past couple weeks. And I don't like that because he's good. But they're playing the Bills this week, and I think if you're playing the Bills, you start them every week. If I'm gonna start everyone, I'm telling you now, right now, until I have a reason to do otherwise, I'm starting someone against the Bills every week. I don't care if it is the Browns. If the Browns are playing the Bills, the Browns are not going to be allergic. They're going to win their first game if it's against the Bills. Um, you better start Dalvin Cook this week. Don't put him. Don't keep him on your bench.
I agree. I would even go as far to say start the Vikings defense, which
everyone
knows that.
Start that. Yep.
Whoever the Bills are going to play, start their defense.
Yes.
I completely agree. Dalvin Cook's going to absolutely. I think he'll have a good game. Yeah,
right.
I can't even.
Yeah, and whatever defense you start against the Bills, you're guaranteed at least one interception. So, yeah, just in future reference, if you miss a week of this, you know one of the starters already. And my defense of the week is going to be the Chicago Bears going up against that Cardinals offense. Khalil Mack is a monster. We just went over this earlier. Their linebackers are amazing. The Cardinals have no offense, really. Sam Bradford has not been too hot at all. Unless they put Rosen in, which would be I'd be surprised. I don't think they're going to go to him this week. Unless he does terrible. Then maybe they'll switch him at halftime. But otherwise, you're on the Bears defense 100% this week. And those are my stardoms. Situms of the week, brought to you by no one. I need a sponsor, so someone hit me up. Andrew Luck, Situm. They're going against the Eagles. I said this earlier, but I think the Eagles are really going to get back in their groove, look like the team they did from last year. They lost a few people. They lost a few pieces, like Kendricks, who's on the Seahawks now, but he's facing jail time, which isn't good. But, nevertheless, Andrew Luck is not going to have a good game against that defense this week. And they have this kid, Sidney Jones. He's a corner. I don't know if you know who he is, Josh. But they drafted him when he had a torn Achilles. And he was supposed to go a lot higher, but that Achilles brought him down. And, he's coming up. And he's looking like what he should be. And I really like him. And I think that he's going to have a good matchup with T.Y. Hilton. I think that will be a very good matchup this week if they put him on him. But do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, actually, the Cowboys were actually looking at him before his draft stock went down. So yeah, I've heard a little bit about him. I actually didn't even know that he's been back, but he is a great player when healthy. So I definitely think he helps out.
It was Achilles or ACL. I know I said Achilles. I don't know. It was one of them. My next situm, Cam Newton. They're going up against the Bengals. And I know I was saying that I like him. He's been good this year. I think the Bengals defense is going to give him some pressure. They have a good front seven. I like their front seven. They're going to get to him. They're going to give him some pressure. Sometimes he can get a little erratic with that ball. And sometimes he can get a little erratic running.
Yeah, definitely.
See that run when he ran and landed on his neck?
Yeah, he gets a little too risky at times and kind of tries to jump the gun, make something out of nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Too much, which is a good thing to do, but yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. They're going to give him a hard time.
You just got to be careful. Learn from Shazier.
Definitely.
Look at him. And he's a great guy, and now he's out because look at his neck. He's all done right now. His back and stuff is no good, and I hope he comes back, but I wouldn't put my money on it. My next situm of the week is Josh Gordon. Do not start him because Patriot receivers who join mid-year do not have a good year. Do not start him. Yeah, and if he scores a touchdown, he scores a touchdown, but it's not going to be on some crazy route. Him and Tom Brady have known each other for like a day. All right, he struggles with people who he's known for months. Sometimes he has his little circle of trust. Josh Gordon definitely is not in that. You know, he's got some off the field issues that I don't even know if Brady is comfortable with. Um, and that I know they said something about his hamstring. Did you hear about this? They said that his hamstring was fine, and then he comes back one day complaining about his hamstring. All right, and then they found out that this was like the day they traded him. They found out that his hamstring was hurt because he was doing a promotional shoot.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I've been hearing all over different types of sports medias that
Yep.
it's a promotional event that he
Yeah.
heard it at.
That just tells me that he's kind of dishonest, you know?
And then he showed up, I guess, quote unquote, from the Browns, just kind of not himself and out of it.
Yep.
So I don't know if that has anything to do with the drugs, which I'm not jumping to that, but yeah, I don't know. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, and I hope he's not back, relapsing because he's tremendous talent.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, I completely 100% agree with you on the sit him. The only thing that would, like, kind of make sense to start him is his talent. With Brady, please, if he really is amazing. But yeah, I definitely agree with this decision.
And I mean, the Lions, I forgot to say this, but they got Darius Slay out this week. They just signed some other, Deshaun Shed, I think. Yeah, they're banged up. And I mean, I don't even care about that. You still got to sit him. You know, he just joined the team this week. They don't even know if he's gonna play. But I'm just giving y'all a heads up now. Do not start him. Next sit him is Robbie Anderson. They're going up against the Jets. I mean, no, he is on the Jets. They're going up against the Browns. Set him just because Sam Darnold likes Anunwa. Anunwa is really good, and I probably should have put him on the stardom to be honest because Darnold loves that guy.
Yeah, and I remember, I want to say not last season, but the season before, he kind of had, like, people were going crazy for him on the waiver wire because he had a couple weeks, I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks in a row that he was putting up consistent numbers, and now he's back, you know?
Especially in PPR.
Definitely,
he's a reception machine right now.
Because, he won't even, like, it's not like he's going down deep and he's going for 20, like, yards per catch, but he's just
going for first downs.
Yeah, exactly. Getting thrown to for short yardage and getting the first down and then moving the chains. He's kind of like a chain mover.
Yeah, helping that rookie quarterback, get his name out there.
Exactly.
And my defense now, this is gonna go back to my shaky prediction this week with the Chargers Rams, but I'm gonna say sit the Rams defense this week. I think Rivers is gonna mark him up. And I know Josh didn't really agree with that. I think he had the Rams winning, but in my opinion, I got the Rams sitting this week. Yeah. Now there's a few things that me and Josh will be talking about real quick. The first one is Patrick Mahomes legit. I'm gonna let you kick this one off.
Yes. I think he's legit because in college, I was hearing the other day he would try and force passes. He was too much. They'd get picked. He was a pick machine. But he seems to be fitting in really well with Andy Reid, and I think he's giving this team more explosiveness than Alex Smith, and they were already explosive last year. I think he's legit.
Yes, I agree. I think he's in that Andy Reid offense. He's good, and at Texas Tech, he forced a lot of passes, but he made a lot of really good passes. I remember I was watching one. He was in a dead sprint, throwing across his body and threw a 60-yard absolute dart. Perfect on the money.
That's the thing with him is he's got like a cannon. He's got speed behind the ball, but it is like precision accurate. It is like he slings that thing.
Yeah, he's looking good.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, although I think this whole like him lighting it up every every game is gonna kind of slow down. Yeah. But I definitely think he's legit starter in the National Football League.
Yep, I like that. How long will Fitzmagic last, Josh?
Oof. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because I can't tell if the Bucs offense is just finally where should have been before.
Where everyone thought it would be when everyone was thinking they're going to win the Super Bowl that year they were on the Hard Knocks.
And then look what happened.
Everyone thought they were going to win the Super Bowl. Everyone was like, oh, they're going to win 12 games. I just watched Hard Knocks. They're looking disgusting. Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to say. I mean, he's a very streaky guy throughout his career. He's had good games where he's come in as the backup and then kind of lit it up. Yeah. He's actually starting now, so I can't say backup, but I think it'll last a little longer. Although I do think that he's going to keep that job over Winston, even if Winston
at least
comes
for a little
back.
bit.
Yeah, Winston needs to do some Mahomes. Like he needs to put up numbers to keep his job.
He needs to. But he needs to be careful.
I think he'll slow down on the MVP talks and the big statistical numbers.
Yeah, 10
he'll definitely.
He's not going to keep on pace for what he's got now.
Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to get to.
My third topic I wanted to touch on is the Steelers. Their cold start, why they're struggling. I'm going to start this one off because I have some strong opinions. Their secondary. I'm not even going to start there. I'm going to start with Mike Tomlin. All right, this has been my favorite coach for the better part of 10 years. I love Mike Tomlin. I think he is an amazing coach. But he's being too loose with his players. And I think that at the end of the day, he really needs to assert his dominance in that locker room. He's losing it slowly. And there's definitely players who, he hasn't lost it. He has not lost it too. But, Antonio Brown not showing up last past Monday, it really does show the impact that the players, that can create. Bell obviously not being there for a while. We can't have this drama keep going in Pittsburgh, and it's sad. And I think that's probably one of the biggest contributing factors. Everyone's got to unite, come together in Pittsburgh. Otherwise, the Bengals are looking sharp this year, and if you want to win your division, you got to start winning games, and you're not going to win games when you're losing your locker room, Tomlin.
I definitely agree. I think before we talk about defense, before we talk about losing Bell and not having his presence there,
because the locker room's more important than all that.
It starts with Mike Tomlin, and although I'm not ragging on him as a coach, I just think he needs to pull his guys together. There's so many strong personalities in that locker room, and they're just not. Yeah. You can tell they're kind of just playing to. They're not really playing as a team. I feel like they're just
going out there and playing
football. Yeah, which obviously that's what the game boils down to. But they need to get out there.
Like a team. They're playing
exactly, work together and not worry about me.
Yeah,
He needs to figure out how to get Bell back, and most definitely Antonio Brown.
Yeah, and I think AB will be okay. But they're not going to do anything until they come together as one. The Steelers need to figure it out quick because, it's week 3, but, they can't, it's going to affect you later in the year if you can't win games now. That's what happened to the Chargers. Last year, they started off having 4 wins. No, 4 losses.
0-4 or 0-5.
Yeah, they lost 4 or 5 straight games to open the season. And then they were one of the hottest teams in football. But did they make the playoffs? Nope. You know why? Because they struggled in the beginning of the year. And I don't want that to happen to the Steelers, They're probably one of the best teams in the league. And their defense needs to, act like it. And their secondary's been bad. They got to cover receivers. It's as simple as that, And I know they like to play zone. If you're going to play zone, stick to your zone and, make the plays, make your tackles.
Definitely make your tackles. That's what it really. They've had a lot of missed tackles last week. Which...
And the thing too is they have so much veteran leadership in that locker room. Going back to the locker room, where are those guys? What are they doing? Cam Hayward, Shazier. I know Shazier's not playing, but he damn well should be in that locker room motivating those guys. He's a very motivational guy, and they should be playing their asses off for him. Which sucks that they're not, but I think they'll turn it around. I hope they do.
I agree. They'll definitely turn it around. They'll be back to that Pittsburgh Steelers team that we'll be talking about. Oh, can they give the Patriots a run? Which they definitely can when healthy and when mentally prepared. Which it's just a question of how long it's going to take for them to get there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And so this is the last thing I want to talk about. This was news yesterday. And the day before, the Browns traded Josh Gordon to the Patriots. A lot of Patriot fans began to absolutely blow this guy. Um, Now, my question that I posed for this was, will Josh Gordon have an impact on the Patriots soon, as in this week or the next? Later in the season, once his chemistry gets going, mid season, week 9, week 10, down to the playoffs, or is he just not going to get his groove until next year? And I mean, he's on a bargain. He's only getting $790,000 this year. So, great receiver on cheap money. But, with all the issues he's had, is he going to be able to find, his stride? What do you think?
It's kind of tough because
Yeah.
is he mentally ready?
Right.
I mean, we don't know what his mental state is. I mean, we do know that he sure can play. Look at that catch he had week 1.
I know, week 1, that was crazy.
Absolute snag. And Tom Brady loves that. I mean, now they have an explosive receiver now other than Dorsett, who's not really.
Who's Dorsett?
Yeah. I mean, that's their speed guy,
Yeah.
I guess. And I mean, having Gordon there is definitely going to create an impact. But I don't think it's going to happen within the first 2 weeks. I think it will happen this season, but it could be streaky. Like, it could be he has a big game one game, then he slows down.
Next game, yeah.
And it's a whole thing of getting into the Patriots playbook. That's a tough thing to learn.
Oh, of course. That's one of the most advanced playbooks in the league.
It's kind of tough to say. I do definitely think he'll have a couple big games before next season, but it is tough because is he mentally right?
Right, and he took a lot of time off in the offseason. He didn't get back until week 3 of the preseason, week 4 of the preseason with the Browns because he was just trying to get himself right in the head and physically. And, I mean, he looks physically there, I mean, he's in amazing shape. But the things I'm just a little worried about is that hamstring and his head. I hope his head's in the right place because he's talented.
And that's what kind of frustrates me too, because before last season and before he was reinstated, he went on an interview and was being like a huge advocate for
right? I know.
It was more like drugs, and it was just like mental awareness and all that stuff. So it's just kind of confusing to see like the drop off, and especially the Browns showing their trust. Yeah. He just like completely.
I know. And it's crazy because the Browns, they invested so much into this guy. They stuck through thick and thin with this dude. And I'm surprised that they pulled the plug over a hamstring after, 2014. In 14 games, he led the league in receiving yards. That's not easy to do. It's not an easy thing to do. He had amazing numbers that year. And then he misses the whole season, the next season and the season after that. And then he tried to make a comeback last season, but it just didn't work. And I mean, he's back this year, and Josh Gordon, with the very minimal chance you hear this, good luck. I wish you best. Although I'm not a Patriots fan, I think that you've worked hard to get yourself back to where you should be. You're a very talented guy, and that's it. That's all I got. You got anything else you want to add? You got any other questions, thoughts?
Nothing. I think their predictions are really good.
Thank you.
There's not many I disagree with. They're all kind of.
The
scores too. The scores are actually pretty accurate, I think.
Yeah, last week I went 8-8 last week. My scores were not great. I also rushed last week's scores, not gonna lie, but this week I felt like a little more in depth, and I feel like I'm a little more confident in these scores. I think these scores are good.
So I got a quick question. What if you went, I don't know how many games there are on this week, but say you
15.
went 10-5 on the picks.
12, so there's 16 games.
16 games, right? Say you went 11-5 with the picks, but the scores were all over the place. Is that going to bother you, or you just want to kind of?
Well, I mean, really, I like to give my estimate on the score, but at the end of the day, it's who I think is going to win.
Okay, right? Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And and then it goes from who I think is going to win to how the game is going to go if they win.
I got
So, like, for example, Green Bay Packers, Redskins. I think the Redskins are going to win this game because, it's not every game is the best team really going to win. Because, I mean, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is a really good quarterback, but they're not going to go 16-0. They're going to lose some games.
Definitely, yeah.
And, I mean, it's not like teams only beat the bad teams. Some teams, sometimes good teams lose to not as good teams.
Yeah, and you got to have those, like you had one of the games, I don't remember exactly which one. Oh, the Chargers and the Rams. You got to
Yeah.
have a game where you go against what the other people are going to say.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
definitely respect it.
Yeah. Um. All right. Well, that's all I got. You? You
That's
good?
it. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the first guest. Hopefully, we can have you back next week.
Yeah,
We'll see.
definitely.
You know. Great show. Great show. I thought this went well. Thank you everyone for listening. If you have not yet, please subscribe, drop a like, follow my Twitter at Scarfo Sports. Feel free to tweet me any sports questions you got. I'm thinking about maybe making like a NBA little show. You know, when that comes back, talk about a lot. I like the Celtics. I'm a Celtics fan. Um, so maybe I'll have you on for that too. Maybe we'll make that included with this or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I want to talk a little basketball too. Uh, but yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Thank you very much for listening.